I'm not late. You're late. I'm not late at all. Haha, I'm perfectly on time. Yo, what's up first? Gerald, Salami, even though you gotta work. I'm so sorry to hear that. But it sounds like you have a cold, Salami. You should probably leave and go home so you don't get anyone else sick. What's up, Allerdale, Get Up, Garland, Danielle, Kadashette, Polar Bear, Eldritch. Yo, we got some Sinclair's staff in chat today. Let's go. If you're early on time, I know, Josh. I did theater. Oh shoot, is my gain is through the roof right now. Hold on. Turn me down a little bit. That's probably a lot less grating. That's probably peaking my mic a whole lot less. I know. So, like, we got some Sinclair's staff in chat, and, like, Obscura's our head game developer, game designer. It's Australia o'clock for them. So, it's 1 a.m., right, Obscura, where you are? Oh, we're always doing green screen. Green screen is the new normal. Even though it looks horrible today. Oh, what's going on with my shoulder here? Oh, it's because my door's open. The natural light's messing with it. Oh well. It's 5 a.m. Ugh. Man, Australia, your clock sucks. Hello, Adrian. What's up, Jacob, Dalek, Shanwolf? Oh, that's gross. But I'm excited. Also, Eldritch, Sean. Are you not a mod? Are you not a mod in my chat? Hold on. Where are you? I saw you. There you are. There you are. I see you. Oh, I gotta make sure I pick the right... Hold on. Let me minimize this window so I don't mod the wrong person. Yo, we got a new channel member. Welcome, Kadashet, to the party. There you are. Add moderator. That's important. There we go. Cool. Let's go. Thank you, Kadashet. I can't... Let me full screen. What's going on with my chat? It's being annoying. Come on. There we go. Alright, got it. So, let me catch back up with chat. Well, you are now, Sean. You are now. What's up, Roofy? What's up? I look blue to you? My saturation's definitely a little bit high. But we'll just pretend I got a sun... Oh, no, you can't see that. Don't... Okay, we're just gonna switch to the... We're gonna switch to the hype. It's time for the hype. I really hate what this is doing to my shoulder. I really hate it. What if I move the light farther away? Does that help at all? No. A little bit. Just a little bit. Watching for a long time. Finally, wifey gave me some allowance. Let's go. Yeah, I remember you last stream. Who is Sinclair and why does he have a library? So, for those of you who are not aware, Sinclair is actually a creation on this channel about 2 years ago. So let's get some origin story here. Let's do some origin story. About 2 years ago, we played a playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker on this live stream. We didn't get super far, maybe like level 5. We might have finished the first chapter, but we played as a magus known as Sinclair. And Sinclair has since evolved so far. The audience really liked him. He would die every combat. It was hilarious. But we got to the point where me and my team were like, Sinclair would make an awesome freaking mascot for our books. Because we've been wanting to write a book for Pathfinder 2e for a while. And so here we are. Sinclair's library. Will Sinclair have his own NPC stat block in the book? I believe so? I think he will. Obscura, can you confirm or deny that? If Sinclair will have a stat block or if not? Because I don't know if he would write about himself. Because the whole book... So Sinclair's library is the collection of knowledge Sinclair has gathered over his many years. No, Sinclair will not have a stat block. Okay. He doesn't look like a magus. He's specifically a tome magus, which is a thing in Pathfinder 2e. I love it. I will say, Sinclair's tome will be a magic item in the book. It's the... What de Arteca? Obscura, help me. I don't know everything by name, because we have a lot of different writers. Something de Arteca is the name of his book. Or is that the name of his library? I'm pretty sure it's his book. It sounds really cool when you know what it's actually called. It's not in this playtest. I'm going to be asking Obscura for a lot of help. Once Obscura doesn't even know off the top of his head. That's the problem when you write really cool sounding names for things, but they're not like English or your primary language. It gets hard to remember exactly what they're called. But the long story short, this is 2 books. The Codex, and then later on we'll see the Almanac. The Codex is 120 unique NPCs for your game that you can plug out of the book and plug into your game. There's everything from like level 1 commoners to level like 4 to 8 traveling NPCs, some level 10 plus heroes, some level 15 to 20 like real big heroes and villains, and then level 20 to 25 Nemesis. The Cosmos de Arteca, that's what it is. Archaea, not Arteca. Cosmos de Archaea, which I believe is Archive of the Cosmos, or Archives of the Universe. Because Sinclair is a half-elf, so he's been alive for a long freaking time. He's a very high-level magus who's just interested in gaining knowledge and adding to his library, which is what we are doing to bring that library to you. I believe it's Latin. No, because Te Archaea is not Latin. I don't know what language that is exactly. But I might have to steal that for one of my campaigns. You're allowed. Well, so that's another thing I want to hit. Yep, so if anyone wants to, you can check the description. There are 3 important links in that description. One of them, if you're already a backer or pre-ordered, you can get this playtest for yourself right now. The second one, if you've used the playtest or even reviewed it and whatnot, you can give us feedback. What works, what doesn't work, what you think should be changed, etc. Treat this like an official, not official, but treat this the same way you would treat a Paizo playtest. We want to know what is and isn't working. The third link, if you have not already backed the Kickstarter, it is not too late. The Kickstarter page is still open for pre-orders, and if you pre-order it, you can get the playtest right away. Sinclair is immortal and died many times and got Zenkai boost. Let's go with that, sure. If we're going with Kingmaker theory, sure. Is going to be something like one of those official NPC collections? Yes, but way grander scale. Pathfinder 2e does not have a book like this yet, Roma, where the book is just NPCs. Yo, let's go! Sircoach shows off, which is a YouTube channel.
Sircoach shows off Pathfinder 2e became a member.
Y'all, check out Sircoach shows off Pathfinder 2e. They have a few videos showing off their own homebrew, like totally for free, just showing it off.
Blazing Glory became a member.
Let's go, Glory! Glory's been here since like the beginning, possibly since my first stream ever. But thank you all for the members and the renewals and everything. Thank you. Thank you, Gorlin. I'm excited to show off. So kind of like Lost Omens Legends, but more NPCs and a full range of NPCs. Some of these NPCs are going to be, like, you know, the Innkeeper. Like a level 1 NPC Innkeeper with a stat block and a description. So your players go into a new town, you weren't prepared for them. You take that Innkeeper and you put it in. You have a character. You're around pre-streaming on the channel? Okay. Is this the book with the kinesis? No, Lava Legend. This is my Kickstarter's first official playtest. The Kickstarter got fully funded back in June, July, and we finally have some actual content to show off. So, enough teetering around. I want to go through all 30 pages of this, which granted, some of the pages are artwork and stuff, but I am ready to go through all of this with you. Sinclair's does not have the fangs. No, Sinclair is not a Dhampir. This is still... That's better. Thank you, Quint. Honestly, so most of the art, not all of it, but especially some of the earlier art from the Kickstarter and around the beginning of the project was all by Nathaniel Himowan, 96 on Twitter. Absolutely incredible. Our whole team of artists have been blowing it away. If you /pre-order on the website, will you be able to get the playtest stuff? Yes, Vulpenfang. Let's stop wasting time and get into this. I'm seeing Bovians instantly, really dipping into the furry market. Hey, Bovians have been the plan since the beginning. Bovians have been the plan for over a year now, well before I accrued a decent furry following. Look, just because the Bovians are hot doesn't make us... Thank you for linking our art director, Obscura. So, this is one of our big... I'm going to turn the music off because the music is not fitting this anymore. Goodbye, music. Goodbye, headphones. I don't need to shout as loud as I am. So, Liliana, the Bandit Warlord, is... What is going on over here? Can I get some... Nope, that's... better, but not perfect. Liliana, the Bandit Warlord, is one of our, like... Oh my god, I'm destroying this entire green screen setup. What am I doing? I'm blinding myself. Whatever. Liliana, does she have a veil? I don't get that joke, but it sounds familiar. So, Liliana, one of the poster children for our book. Ironically, she's the poster child for the Almanac, even though she's in the Codex. Oh, it's a Magic the Gathering joke. Art is on point. Thank you, Trey. I want to show off exactly what you're going to get. This is an example of one of our 5 Nemesis NPCs. Is there more than that? Is it 5, Obscura? This is what you get from one Nemesis. You get a little intro paragraph, you get their origins, you get an entire backstory on this character, you get their personality, you get to know about what they have going on. She's the head of a bandit empire, so you get to learn about the military structure, all the different sections of it, how the public perceives her, everything, the legends of her, the stories of her, advice on how to build a campaign around her, as well as additional information in sidebars, all culminating in a final, like how to make a campaign around her in a low-level campaign, a mid-level campaign, and a high-level campaign without changing her stat block. All of this telling you her exact combat tactics, finally rounding it all off with a full-on stat block and her magic items. I know she's a Nemesis, but did she have to be so damn hot? Yes. Yes, she did. Is this available now for the PDF? Yes, Tobias. This is the first playtest package drop. Is it written with generic fantasy in mind? So because of copyright, obviously we cannot use Galarian or anything like that. None of this has any bearing on official Paizo IPs. Everything that is mentioned in this book is basically, I don't know if it's officially copyright Sinclair's, but it might be. It might be copyright Sinclair's at this point. But I'll give you, let's get a taste in here. Let's do some dramatic reading, because something I should have mentioned lately, not lately, I should have mentioned, I have not read most of this. Again, we have a team, counting every freelancer who's worked with us, this book has a team of easily over 15 to 20 people. At least 10 to 15 different writers just for this book. So a lot of this I haven't seen, and I'm so excited to actually dive into it. So a lot of what we're going to see here today is my first impressions on the book, which is so freaking cool. So let's go ahead and have a sip of my blueberry tea with honey. How can people join your team? We're not really, I don't know if we're looking for anyone right now. Your best bet would be get in touch with Obscura or someone, but I think typically we reach out. I don't really know. I'm more the marketing manager. Will there be a token pack to use? Yes. Yes, there will be digital assets for VTTs, as well as full-on integration with Foundry. Liliana, the Bandit Warlord. On a seemingly eternal warpath, Liliana and her army of mercenaries are a grave threat to the established gentry. Once, she was dismissed as a mere bandit, the leader of yet another clan of warriors in the wastelands. Now her empire greedily devours country after country, tearing down the wealth and power of landed lords and uplifting the common folk. Wherever she goes, death and bloodshed follows, and from the ashes of destruction, a prosperous and peaceful nation grows. She is 100% like an evil Robin Hood, and I love it. She is, and that's what I love about our writing, is we are avoiding the black and white. In everything we write, we are making it a point never to say, this character is good, this character is evil, this character is nice. None of that. No. Like, Liliana, definitely evil not even, but like good aligned motivations, evil actions. She's almost chaotic neutral, bordering chaotic good, which I think is awesome. How much of the work will be written by you, or you work more like a manager? I probably wrote about between 5 and 10%. Again, 15 of us, probably about the same amount each. But no, I will say, like Tabletop Obscura is our lead game designer. They're in the chat right now. Eldritch Dream Games also doing some really damn good work. But yeah, I'm basically the marketing manager. I'm a co-owner, and I wrote about 5 to 10%. She does the wrong things for the right reasons. I think we can actually check on her stat block. I think she's chaotic neutral. Let's see. Where's her stat block? Yeah, chaotic neutral. Not even evil. Like, this warlord murdering thousands is not evil because she's doing it for good reasons. And I think that's super freaking cool. Let's go ahead and dive into some of this here. I'm not going to read all of it. Again, if you want to read all of it, you can either get the playtest or I guess pause this video at random times. Where would we buy this? Links in the description to pre-order it. And then if you've already pre-ordered it or backed it, you can get the playtest right now. Sean also made the PDF. Oh, let's go. Sean did the layout. Hell yeah. I think you could join her. I think you could absolutely join her. You could make a campaign based around her. Let's talk about the origins. Born from a Merilith and a hobgoblin, Liliana was destined to become a great leader. Raised within a society of warriors in the desert, her childhood was as harsh as one could expect. Fighting among kids was common in these streets, if not encouraged, and by her 4th birthday, she was no stranger to brawls and scraps. The summer of her 6th birthday, she was sent to training camp far out in the wasteland, as per the customs of her clan, where she very quickly distinguished herself from the other would-be warriors. Liliana stood out not by any particular talent, but by her dedication, focus, and determination. Always the last on the field and the last one in the barracks, she was relentless, determined to achieve martial perfection. Whenever she wasn't training, she was fighting with another recruit, or her overachieving personality had made her an outcast. Her overachieving personality had made her an outcast among her peers. But things took a different turn when she was assigned to a squad. After 6 long years of drills, combat training, and forced marches under the sun, she was an accomplished warrior, ready to take on the dangers of the wastelands. Assigned to border protection, Liliana would spend weeks on end out in the desert, tracking down predators and hunting parties from neighboring territories crossing the border. And again, I'm not going to go into all of this. Are the stretch goals for the time Kickstarter campaign only? I think so. I think the stretch goals are all settled on, because a lot of the work has already been done in the last 6 months, and those stretch goals were designed with the next, 8 months of work ahead of us. So I don't think, I don't think pre-orders will affect the total for stretch goals. No, correct me if I'm wrong, Obscura. But yeah, all this stuff. Let's look at the personality a little bit. Despite her impressive ascension to power, Liliana stayed true to her roots as a dedicated warrior. Her nights might be occupied by banquets, lovers, or bare-knuckle brawls. They are nothing but distractions. Her one true love and joy is the battlefield. Is there only one new subclass and archetype? In the playtest, yes. In the full book, oh my god. New classes, new ancestries, new archetypes, new subclasses for almost every class in the game, new subsystems. It's a huge book. Most who have had their chance to carouse alongside Liliana describe her as a blunt and honest woman, a bit rough around the edges, but quick with a laugh and generous with her drinks. The ones who truly know her, the ones close enough she would call a friend, tell a different story. The story of a focused, determined, rigorous, and willful soldier. These few select individuals also know all the suppositions about her military campaign are wrong. Liliana does not conquer land by ambition or ideology, nor is her crusade holistic or moral. She wages war simply because she knows and enjoys nothing else. Her rule is harsh, but just and honest, which does not come from any moral belief, but from a deep sense of responsibility to honor the brave men and women who fought to defend their home against her invasion. She has no interest in power for its own sake, but perceives her reign to be the price to pay for the privilege of waging war. No more, no less. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Again, I can't stay here all day. I can't go over her entire military empire. This is something huge that I think the idea only came out like 3 or 4 months ago, but I believe every single NPC, if not every single major NPC, will have a quote from Sinclair. Remember, Sinclair is the one documenting all this information, and so he caps it off with an actual quote from himself. Quote, "Why did Liliana risk her life to kill Zarakis? Even I can't say for sure. Some say her crusade was in desperate need of funds. Others claim she did it to bolster her reputation. Local tribes are convinced she did so to protect them from the ire of the beast. Personally, I think none of these things ever even crossed her mind. I think she simply did it for the hell of it." Quite the woman, really. Oh, it's Sinclair. I love it. I love his personality. Throws a little bit of, like, yeah, personality in there. A little bit of a twist. It's not quite as direct storytelling. It's indirect storytelling, which I love. They had this in Tasha's and Fizz bands. Let's go. Morning Cannon. Is that a common thing in the 5e books? I never actually noticed. Yeah, and so we've got some new, in like the independent city of Kalesh. That is a unique IP city for Sinclair's. We're considering building an entire world. We're definitely planning some secrets in the future. But right now, these are the kind of cities where, if you need to, you could probably put Kalesh in a desert region of your. I don't even know if Kalesh is in a desert actually. But you could put Kalesh in your world somewhere and still make this lore make sense. They just started with the new books. Gotcha. Where's the part of Sinclair's Black Story where he slays the infamous band of 10 powerful bandits? What? Known for Jack's toes? I have no idea what that means. I am curious what this sidebar says. Not inherently evil. A mercenary campaign does not require the party to be evil. By making the surrounding countries truly oppressive to their citizens, abusing the power granted by their titles, or by taming a little the savage... Sorry, I just had to burp. Or by taming down a little the savagery and selfishness of the mercenaries, Liliana's crusade can appear truly just and right, especially for neutral or... This is a sidebar about siding with Liliana. Someone in chat was just talking about that. Someone was just talking about, like, yeah, my party would just team up with Liliana. Yeah, that's what it's talking about right here. Oh, man. I love it. Like, literally, yeah, players can totally join. Absolutely. I don't know why this is so fuzzy right now. I can't figure it out. Holy cow. If you plan on having the party face Liliana despite being part of her mercenaries, the simplest way to play off the motives of your players. If Liliana starts losing her war, she might grow tyrannical, removing the moral component to justify her actions. One of her generals, or perhaps her Marilith mother, might attempt to take her place, enticing the party into a coup attempt. In the event of a more morally ambiguous or self-serving party, the players might simply desire to overthrow Liliana in order to seize her power for themselves. There's just so much campaign potential dripping in here. Like, we tell you how to work it on a sandbox, make her a background kind of issue that's not even the main focus. Like, we tell you how to build it if you want just the mercenary empire without Liliana. Totally gonna steal Kalesh and rename it in my setting. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna get to the actual mechanics pretty soon here. Low level, how to fight. Like, yeah, if your party's low level, they should pretty much never encounter Liliana, because Liliana will destroy them, because she is level 22 and she will one-shot all of them. Mid-level, you can start like having some run-ins. You probably won't directly fight her unless you are a high-level party. Tells you how to build encounters around her within the campaign. This is actually my current 5e character's motivation, like an evil Robin Hood, or aggressive Robin Hood. Love it. Yeah, she's got 3 of her own magic items, which can all be looted and taken or whatever. She's got some unique abilities like Commander's Rage. All creatures within 100 feet. Ally creatures within 100 feet gain +2 to attack rolls, +4 to damage rolls, but lose 1 AC. This is like Inspire Courage plus Rage, all in an aura, which is so freaking cool. As a reaction, if her animal companion, Bostri, would be reduced to 0 hit points, he doesn't die, and he gets 50 hit points back. I don't want to go over all of this, just in case some of you might be players, but there's so much going on. We got Bostri's whole thing here as well. Got some magic items like Dread's Fang, her +3 major striking greater flaming longsword. If it deals damage to a frightened creature, they take an additional 1d8 damage per level of frightened. Oh, it's so good. Which she wields alongside Fearmonger. Has a reach 5 feet longer than a normal whip, has a d6 instead of a d4, does not have non-lethal, and if it deals damage to a frightened creature, it increases its frightened condition by 2 to a max of 4. That's so gross. So if Liliana is able to demoralize you and make you frightened 1, and then slaps you with her whip, you're suddenly frightened 3, then she strikes with her longsword, and you're taking 3d8 bonus damage. That's such a cool freaking combo. And because these are real items, if you beat her, or even if you don't want to use her, you can give your players these items. You know, maybe make them a high level, but they're such great level 20 magic items. Oh, it's so good. But we're going to move on. This is the cover art for the Almanac, which is all about player options. Almanac is all about player options, what players can do, all that good stuff. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying not to let my voice go out as fast as it did last stream, but there's so much here. I love this artwork, by the way. So in case here's a little bit of lore as well for you. These 4 characters along, like obviously that's Liliana in the middle with her what was it called? Fearmonger's the whip. Dread's Fang. You can actually see that's Dread's Fang right there, the longsword. It's amazing. We're actually going to have to think about that, Anthony, with the OGL changes, how that's going to affect us. It's going to suck. So, these 4 NPCs are actually available right now for free for anyone who's curious about them. These are Shaka, the Lion Beastkin Magus, Panza Drake Rider, the Kobold Ranger, Hugo Sharpwit, the Goblin Fighter, and Kalani, the Gnome Druid. If right now you go, I believe it's still there on nonat1s.com. I'm just making sure it's still there. If you go to nonat1s.com, in the corner, there is something called Nonat1s Iconics, where you can meet all 4 of these characters and their level 1 stat blocks. It is one of the things we're so proud of. We've had them around since before the Kickstarter, but they're so freaking cool, and I love what they've done, what our artist has done here, representing them. Also, Josh, don't let it fool you. Shaka looks super cool, but I've played with his creator, and Shaka died every combat. Thank you, Anthony. That's a huge compliment. Yeah, no, Shaka, like he looks, he was played with like a 16 strength and a 10 dexterity as an unarmored magus. So at level 1, he had like a 13 armor class and just kept getting critically hit. We did make t-shirts of these guys. Yep, Blazing Glory. We did make t-shirts. I think they're still technically available for sale. You can look cool and still lose all the time. True. Look at Goku. If I pre-order this, will the Foundry version come with it, or will I have to buy it twice? I believe the Foundry is a separate... So the way we're doing it... we are committed to Paizo's all content should be free rule when it comes to player options. So, the Almanac, everything about the Almanac and all of the player options is going to be completely free on Foundry. However, we will be charging for the Codex, for the 120 pre-written NPCs. I don't know what we're charging for that, because I'm not super big on that part of the whole business. But yeah, player options will be free, NPCs will be a premium. Your druid was an inspiration of my own druid? Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Every PC death is a Zenkai boost. If you die, you get to make a character a level higher. But yeah, so like for example, when this finally releases, you know, Liliana is not going to be free online on like Foundry, but everything you're about to see will. Everything in the Almanac will be free because we want to follow Paizo's lead. You know, the rules should be free. If you can't afford to play it, we still want you to play it, you know? And then if you want, you know, the extra stuff, the pre-written NPCs, because you don't want to write them yourself, then you could pay the premium to get it, you know, but it's not required to enjoy the game. Yo, what's up, Blissy? Free! All right, no, that's my favorite word. I don't want to zoom in too far. Ooh, it's time for cute cow, people. So, before people continue to call me a furry, I did not write the Bovians. I had no hand in the Bovians, Josh. I do, however, love them. The Bovians. The proverb, a meal for a story is a trade you always take, probably describes best the Bovian culture. Peaceful people living in large communities, they value the arts of craft, the beauty of nature, and the love shared around a fire. But peaceful and harmless are not the same, and one would be wise to know the difference before angering a Bovian. Bovians are strong in body and heart, bearing a strong sense of community overall. They tend to be friendly to each other and outsiders. Though mostly peaceful, their history is not without darkness. While Minotaur's disposition to violence gives a bad reputation to Bovians around the world, these assumptions do not reflect reality in the slightest. Bovians tend to make fast friends and love nothing more than a good conversation about the wonders of nature. If you want to play a character who's a gentle giant, loyal to a fault, and a team player and a party of adventurers with a combination of strength and towering willpower, you should play a Bovian. Oh, and then chat's devolved into furry talk. I love it. Look, just because I don't go outside much doesn't make me a vampire. 10 hit points. Medium-sized... This was something we had a big talk about, was medium or large-sized creatures. We settled on medium because, to this day, PF2 still has no large ancestries. There's tiny, with sprites, but we have not seen large yet, because we're a little bit too worried about what that would do to the game. It gives you free reach, which in itself is completely overpowered. So we didn't want to be the ones to break that mold, because it might unbalance the game. Will the player options be available on Path Builder? That's the plan. Yes, our plan is to talk to Path Builder to get it in there. Similar to how there's a Battle Zoo content checkbox, we're hoping we can make a Sinclair's checkbox. Don't get me started on medium and large. We talked about that for weeks. Ability boosts, no flaw, a boost to wisdom, and a free boost. So similar to orcs and not necessarily humans, but all the other ancestries with no flaw, but only one normal boost. Bovian is its own language. They speak common, of course. Bovian humanoid traits. All Bovians. Large doesn't necessarily mean free reach. I believe large gives you an extra 5-foot reach on all melee attacks. All Bovians start with a 1d6 piercing unarmed horn attack. Straight up. Just no matter what heritage you are. I don't think there's any heritages that lose it, but I could be wrong. Again, I didn't write this one. But yeah. Yeah, so 1d6, that's their special. Note, they don't have low light or dark vision. So you're getting a free attack. You are never without an attack, but you don't have low light vision. Because I don't think any cows in real life have any kind of nighttime vision. They're very diurnal creatures. They just sleep at night. I swear there's some enlarged defense that don't give reach. Enlarged spell does not give reach. Interesting. Okay. Nora, I choose not to answer that question. Bovians are tall and powerful with thick builds and fur of various natural shades and patterns. They usually sport small horns and hoofed feet, with the exception of the much smaller Sepuitan. Sepuitan? I need a pronunciation on that. I didn't write that one. Sepuitan? Sepuitan Bovian? Hello? Yes, Zane, I was just going over that all of the player content will be free on Foundry, and the NPC codex can be bought as a premium charge. Anyway. The shortest Bovian tends to be around 6 feet, with many growing to about 8 feet. Their clothing tends to favor natural materials and incorporate their famed glass work, in which they take great pride. Bovians reach physical maturity around the age of 15, which is often accompanied by a massive celebration. Outsiders rarely observe any obvious differences in the lifestyle of a Bovian after this milestone. Typical Bovian lives to around 100 years old. Okay. Awesome, Missed the Path. Found yourself, just heard the path. You're banned. Yeah, so I think most people have seen this one, but just in case you haven't, prepare for cute cowgirl. Because she's so cute. She's got a giant freaking hammer covered in armor, but she's got like painted freaking nails and like drawn little flowers on her armor with the beads. Oh my god, I still freaking love this artwork. This was revealed like 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm still in love with her because it's just got so much character. It would be so easy to just be cow with hammer, but holy cow, it's just like there. Like, there's so much to her. You can tell so much about her. Stop calling me a furry. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but they're so freaking cool. We got everything about the Bovians, their backgrounds. We go into their freaking Bovian glass blowing. It's freaking awesome. Oh, let's have mercy. Stay focused, brothers. Yeah, we give them a lot of backstory, a lot of information. What makes them different from Minotaurs? Minotaurs are a heritage of Bovian. So, where is it? Yeah, there's Minotaur, Seputin? I don't know. What? I know that one of these is a typo, because this says Seputin, and then this one up here said Sepuitin, unless I'm blind. Yeah, this says Sepuitin, the one down there says Seputin. I'm guessing Seputin is the correct one. Check Discord. Okay. Checking Discord. I've been sent something. Is this different from what I'm reading? Is this different from what I'm reading, Obscura? Okay, we've got a live update patch. Let's go. Let me go ahead and open this one, shall we? Maybe... Open this one, close this one, cancel. Scroll back down to where we were. Does it still say it? Did they fix it? Oh, it was a placeholder name. They're actually called Anoas. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Obscura. They are Anoa bovines. Errata came out before the release. Hot off the presses. We got a new PDF for you. Amazing. Thank you, Obscura. So, for our heritages, we have Minotaur, you know? There's the cleric, the classic Minotaur, Legacy of Asterion the Conqueror, very, you know, described as innately violent because that's their history and part of the legacy. But we also... Obscura! This still says... It still says... The Anoa Bovian. Known for your straight horns and small stature, you have the understated build of a Bovian adapted to life in forests. Though often others mistake your ancestry, you are still a Bovian through and through. Wait, this is still accurate? Then what's an Anoa? Wait, what's an Anoa then? I'm confused. Anoa was the old name? Then why does it say Anoa now? Whatever, technical difficulties. We'll work it out later. So, the Minotaur... does get dark vision. They absolutely get dark vision, and they auto-crit succeed when trying to sense direction to avoid becoming lost, because, you know, Minotaur, Labyrinth, etc., etc. It's great. Is that a Minotaur? These are Bovians, Josue. Minotaur is one of the heritages, but we've also got Seputin, which is, yeah, a little small Bovian. You are actually a small creature with feather step, which is adorable. The Shaggy Bovian. This is the one I'm so much excited about. People love Anoa, apparently. The Shaggy Bovian, I love it. It's based on, like, the thick-skinned buffalo of the Arctic and the North. You possess a thick pelt grown out and decorated in celebration of life. This grants you cold resistance equal to half your level. And, yeah, it's your classic, you know, cold resistant heritage. But yeah, Highland cattle, exactly. Basically a yak. I love the Shaggy Bovian. We also have the Stormborn Bovian. You were born in a mighty storm. That's a reference that maybe some people will get. A sign of the gods' blessings, and your steps echo with thunderous power. Your hoof attack, I believe this is, I believe I saw this in the Discord. This is already a typo. Needs to be changed to horn.
So cool.
Because you come with a horn attack, not a hoof attack. Your horn attack has the shove trait and deals an additional 1 sonic damage for every weapon damage die. If you have access to crit specialization, on a critical hit, you can knock your foe prone instead. Yo, Blazing, thank you for the $5 tip. I don't know if it already read it out and I'm late, but gotta get going. I'm always enjoying joining your stream. Thank you, Blazing. That's really generous. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure having you in here. Avatar reference? I don't think so. Not directly, at least. I guess it could indirectly be an Appa reference, but I don't know. You'd have to ask the writer. The True Heart Bovian. You are a paragon of the herd, most at home in the company of others. Such Bovians often become leaders in their communities, their peaceful and gregarious nature making them natural peacemakers and calming presences. You become trained in diplomacy and gain the No Cause for Alarm skill feat as a bonus feat. Oh, there it is, I cast knife. There's the question.
So cool.
Okay, but how weird will it be to ask your Bovian party member for milk?
Well, the first thing I suppose that depends on I cast knife is, are they female? And that's where I'm going to leave that statement. Let's look at the feats. Beast of Burden. Your massive stature allows you to carry weights that would grind others to a halt. You gain Hefty Hauler as a bonus feat. When encumbered, you only take a 5-foot penalty to your speed. This does not stack with other abilities that reduce this penalty. If you are a master in athletics, you no longer take a penalty to speed when encumbered, which is really cool. I like this. It's a nice way to call back to like actual like wagon pulling yaks and stuff of the real world. It's really cool. How do y'all thanks for streaming Nonat? Have a rough sick day, so this brings joy. Let's go, Arlax. Pleasure to have you here. Glad I could help you out a little bit. Bovian lore, classic lore skill. You're going to get crafting and nature, as well as Bovian lore. Pretty typical. Bovian weapon familiarity. You get trained in blowgun, light hammer, main gouge, and maul. Which I like that most of these, aside from the maul, are actually pretty small weapons. I love that the Bovians are actually kind of built up as not a fragile ancestry, but they're very fine. They're finely tuned. They craft things. They live and celebrate. They aren't super war hungry. What I miss a lot, Tiny Tiefling. We're going over the Bovian heritage right now. Bullhorn. You can cast Bullhorn as a primal innate cantrip. In addition, if using Bullhorn, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to demoralize, which I think is great. What's really interesting about this one, this is not quite as overpowered as it sounds, because you can't combine this with Intimidating Glare. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to demoralize if it has the auditory trait. Remember, if you're using Intimidating Glare because you don't share a language, it loses the auditory trait. Really, really fun thing there that you can't combine the two. You got to sort of pick and choose. Bovian Barbarian would be really fun. Just got here. What's up, Time to Dice? We're looking over the first official playtest package of my Kickstarter from 6 months ago. They're gonna milk this class for all. It's not a class, Anthony. Clear skies. Nothing brightens your heart like a clear sky above and grass beneath your hooves. When in plains or lightly wooded terrain, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus on saving throws against cold, emotion, or water traits. And if you roll a success on save against an emotion effect, you get critical success instead. I like it. It's a nice little twist on the original, on the classic, like, oh, you're resistant to emotional effects. It's a little more specific because it's only in plains, but you also get that bonus against cold or water. Really, really cool. Hard to ruin your day. Deep breathing, you gain breath control. Glass right, I have no idea what this does. Well versed in the techniques of glass blowing taught by your fellow Bovians, you have become quite adept at making things of glass, even able to create battle-ready weapons and armor from specialized glass. Hold up, are we getting some Oblivion glass weaponry here? Let's go. When you craft an item of light or negligible bulk that would normally be crafted out of wood or metal, you can use glass instead, applying the bonus granted by Specialty Crafter. Glass items you create have a hardness of 2 + 2 for every rank in crafting. We might need to reword that, because I don't think they're... Are they technically ranks? Does that technically work? You're literally gift wrapping the wholesome PC member for us. You're welcome. I don't know if they're still called ranks. So someone might need to check that on me, because I know that it's your proficiency. I don't think they're I don't think trained is a rank, so we might need to reword that. No, they're not considered ranks. Okay, write it down, Obscura. Gotta say, you're kind of hyped for this. That's what we're hoping for, Shan. Like, honestly, we were worried by the delays, and we're glad. That's why we want to show this off. It's been 6 months since the funding. We haven't shown anything off, so we wanted to show off so much. We wanted to show off some big stuff, and we wanted to get people hyped up. Noted. Awesome. So interesting. So they have way lower hardness than your normal weapons. You can spend 1 day of downtime to increase the hardness of a glass item to match your... Okay, so if you go from trained to expert, you can upgrade it. So it's interesting. They're weaker than a normal weapon. I guess it's really, really flavorful. It's really, really cool and adorable. I wish maybe there's an upgrade to it later on that can make it better. But I don't see any reason to make a glass weapon yet. They're definitely ranks. Oh, maybe they are ranks. Oh. All right, well, we'll have to look into that. Gonna ask my wife for a few dollars. Can you make it harder at Master and Legendary? Yep, maximum of 10 hardness at Legendary. So it's 2... +2 at Trained, +4 at Expert, 6 at Master, 8 at Legendary for a total of that. Thanks for subbing, y'all. Landwalker. Choose ice, rubble, or foliage and undergrowth. Foliage and undergrowth are the same. So it's choose ice, rubble, or foliage and undergrowth. You ignore difficult terrain and uneven ground caused by naturally occurring terrain of this type. Cool. There will be scaffolding for glassworking. Let's go. Also, can we talk about how many ancestry feats there are? There's already more ancestry feats for the Bovian than there are for like most core ancestries, which is great. Longhorn, you get a deadly D6 on your horn attack. Wait. All right, there's another thing we might need to look into. You gain a horn unarmed attack, but all bovines have a horn. Oh, this is hooves. Okay, I'm just bad at reading. I'm just terrible at reading. Don't worry. Oh, I know, but I changed. I was reading the old PDF. I have big brain. I'm not crazy. Chat, can you please just tell me I'm not crazy and also like the stream? Thanks, y'all. All right. Asterian's Guidance. You have to be a Minotaur. Your ability to find your way is more refined than ever. While underground or in a labyrinthine location, you treat survival checks to sense direction, to find your way, or avoid getting lost as 1 degree of success better. So does that mean a failure is a crit success? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Thank you. Alchemist that makes glass gear and heals. I love it. Oh, I would love to flavor it so that all of you that are alchemical bombs are in like little glass bottles, like really fragile glass bottles. So they throw the bomb and like the glass shatters and the bomb goes off. That'd be awesome. So wait, this lets Labyrinthine 1 degree better, but the Minotaur, survival to sense direction, a success becomes a critical success. Wow. Yeah, so the only way you don't crit succeed to sense direction is to crit fail. That's awesome. Which, granted, it's just sensing direction in 2 types of environments, but it's awesome. Wait, how often have you been imagined alchemical bombs working? I guess like an almost leatherish, not leather, but like sheepskin, almost like a water skin, like a small water skin that ruptures when it goes off. Almost like they light the fuse, they throw it, and the fuse hits the ends at the end. Almost like a water balloon, exactly. Yo, let's go, Hector. Good to have you here. I also want to build healing with the new errata. The new Alchemist errata looks amazing. Bovians can be fairy godmother with a single feat. What? Bovian chart. As a reminder, how many people do we have in here, by the way? I'm curious. I have not checked our stream stats here. Yo, we got 150 people in here. Let's freaking go. I love to see the hype for Sinclairs. Thank you all. It's worded as a roll of success. No, it's so Asterian's Guidance. The passive of the Minotaur makes a success into a crit success. Asterian's Guidance makes all sense directions 1 degree of success better, and then I see what you're saying. It says roll a success. Maybe you're right. Because that said, whenever you roll a success. No, you're absolutely right. They can make glass slippers. Oh my god, I hate that and I love it. You're right. So the Minotaur Heritage only bumps the success to a crit success if you roll it, whereas this just makes your crit fails a fail and a fail a success. Okay, gotcha. Bovian Charge, 2 actions. Only 44 likes. I know, right? Shake my freaking head. If you like Sinclair's, you should like the stream. That's how it works. Though Bovians are not known for their aggression, they all know the devastating effectiveness of a well-timed charge. Stride twice. If you end your movement within reach, you can make a horn strike. Excuse me. It either needs Longhorn as a prereq. I think this is also brought up in the Discord. Which, by the way, Obscura, if you want to drop the Discord for the playtest in the stream chat, go for it. Get some more people in there, because that's a place, it's like an open forum to talk about what you think, what you find. You can talk directly to our designers. It's super nice. It's already getting, Oh, it was you, Josh. Let's go. 90 likes now. Good. Bovian weapon stuff. Okay, crit specialization. Yep. Patient Stride. A life of walking has bolstered your endurance. You gain Pick Up the Pace as a bonus feat and Caravan Leader as a bonus feat as soon as you meet its level prerequisite. In addition, when attempting saving throws against effects that would make you fatigued, you get your result 1 better. Good stuff. You can just walk a whole lot longer. Thank you, Obscura. Yeah, if anyone wants to join the Playtest Discord to talk about stuff, click the link Tabletop Obscura just put in the chat. There's all different channels for every single thing, like Liliana, the Bovian, the Archetype, the Subclass, everything we're going to go over here today. Yo, see you later, Josh. Sorry we couldn't get to Vitamancer with you in here, but looking forward to your feedback. Stronger together. One action. A true member of the herd, you believe in strength and unity. Until the start of your next turn, you and one ally of your choice are not flat-footed. This is giving deny advantage. Oh, that's so cool. Like how barbarians get deny advantage at level 3, they can't be flanked by equal or lower level. You give this to yourself and an ally. Oh, that's awesome. If you're using a shield, you can raise a shield as part of this action. That almost seems too strong. This is like a Bovian champion now is insane. Because champions don't get deny advantage. That's cracked. This on a Bovian champion is busted. I'd be curious to hear from y'all, especially in the feedback and stuff, if you think that's too strong. Level 5's too low. It's really strong. That's really powerful on a champion. Vision in Glass. You may cast Augury as an innate spell once per day, but you must use a piece of glass as the focus. Adorable. You do need an adjacent ally, true, but if you're a champion, you're going to be next to an ally all the time anyway. Do we have Tim? What? Adjacent is not that great? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's going to be a really tough one that we'll need to get. I'll actually host a poll here. This won't be the deciding factor, but I'm curious. It behooves a Tauren to go Pally. Is stronger together too strong at level 5? This is just for research purposes. This will not necessarily change it, but I'm curious to hear from y'all. There's the poll. Is stronger together, one action, grant deny advantage to you and your allies, and raise a shield, too strong? This is exactly what the playtest is for. Exactly, Seleas. Level 9, Bullhorn Shout. You can cast the Bullhorn cantrip, which is cool. That means this prerequisite is way cooler than it sounds. This means you can either be a spellcaster or take the Bullhorn ancestry feat. That's rad. You don't need both. You don't need the feat if you're already a spellcaster. Your shouting invokes not only fear, but pain as well. When you cast Bullhorn, you may attempt to demoralize as part of casting the spell. On a success, they take damage equal to the level of your cantrip. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, that is so cool! I almost wish that's just how Bullhorn scaled as a cantrip. But yo! You're level 9, if you cast Bullhorn and you demoralize and they fail, or you succeed, they take 5 damage. It's not a lot at level 9, but it's just such a cool feeling. You're yelling at them so hard. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. The stunned on crit. Oh, it's so good. Shaggy Bovian can increase their cold resistance to their level, which is something I feel like all Ancestry should get. You know, like Forge Dwarves should be able to up it to their level. That's something that should be, like, standard. Stampeding Rush. 3 actions. You trample as the monster ability. I don't think we've ever seen much. I know that Battle Zoo has some monster ability granting. But yeah, we're getting in that pool. Granting monster abilities to characters. You can trample creatures that are smaller than your present size. The damage dealt is equal to your hoof damage, and the DC is equal to your class or spell DC, whichever is greater. Just running. Just running. I love it. Yeah. You have to look at how trample works in the bestiary. I think it's just your movement speed. But, if you make a build around hiking up your movement speed... Oh my god, wait, a Bovian monk. Hold on, a Bovian monk with trample? Because they're going to have the hand wraps of mighty blows. Oh, they're going to be able to move so far. Oh, that's great. Oh god. How popular was the 5e version of these books? I don't actually remember. I don't remember the exact... It was closer than we thought. It was a lot higher than we thought, I'll say that much. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was higher than we thought it was going to be. So absolutely, it's worth the extra time and money. Terror of the Hunt, only for Minotaurs. You know how to project the sound of your snorts and clomps. Fear my clomps. Attempt an intimidation check to demoralize all creatures within 60 feet of you that can hear but not see you. If the targets are in a maze, you get +2. Creatures that become frightened as a result also take a -2 to survival to avoid getting lost. Oh, that's so specific, but it's so flavorful. Oh my god. That's so good. Yo, see you later, Danielle. Thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure. Give him the clumps. Oh, that's so good. Holy cow. So, Lava Legend, I appreciate you saying that. You know what's made me feel amazing? And Obscura and Sean, I hope it's made y'all feel great too. At least 3 of these feats, someone in chat has said best feat so far. There wasn't one feat that everyone said, that's the best feat. There's been multiple feats where a different person said that's the best feat so far. And that makes me feel like we're making a good book. Like, when different people love different things, that is what I am proud of. Styrian's Liberation. There's a lot of Minotaur support, I won't lie. There's definitely an overwhelming amount of Minotaur support specifically. We'll get to herd immunity. We'll get there. Your ability to find your way is unparalleled. While underground or in a labyrinth, you automatically crit succeed at survival checks to avoid becoming lost, including to escape. There it is. There it is. Automatically crit succeed to escape the maze spell. Look at that. You don't even need to roll to escape the maze spell. You can still fail your saving throw, which puts you in the maze, but on your next turn, you can just get out. That is so huge. Oh, man. Bone Crusher. You crush fallen foes beneath your mighty hooves. Whenever you succeed at a hoof strike against a prone creature, that creature must attempt a fortitude save against the higher of your class or spell DC. On a failure, it becomes enfeebled 1 or enfeebled 2 on a crit until its hit points are restored to their max. Oh, that's a cool description. It's not a duration. It's as long as they are still damaged, they're enfeebled. Oh. Additionally, if you have Stampeding Rush, prone creatures you trample are Oh my god! With Stampeding Rush and Bone Crusher on a monk, hold up! You could enfeeble like 8 enemies in 1 turn! Oh, that's so cool! Again, to remind people, I have not read most of this. These are my actual first reactions. That's so freaking cool! Damn! You lost an hour of the stream? Don't worry, it'll be a VOD. You can always go back and watch. The bus builds. Excuse me, GM, I would like to play a bus. Beep, beep. Oh my god, that's great. Bovian weapon expertise, sure. Impaling gore. Your horn unarmed attack gain. Yo, the Bovian monk is getting so much support here. Your horn unarmed attack gains the grapple trait. If you critically hit with a horn unarmed attack, the creature is automatically grabbed. Oh. That's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. Oh god. Wait. Obscura. The fighter's gonna take this feat. The Bovian fighter's just gonna take this feat. And they're gonna get free grapples. It's still worth it. Like, oh, Bovian unarmed fighter time, right? Herd immunity. Okay. Yeah, no, who's away? That's part of their whole me and fighters. Fighters ruin everything. I need to make a video called Fighters Ruin Everything. Even though they don't. But yeah, no, glass blowing, I'm super in love with Josue for that exact reason. The Bovians are not an aggressive people, even if they are big and boofy. Alright, herd immunity. 1 action, you need to resist 1 or more types of damage. Until the beginning of your next turn, allies within 30 feet of you each gain a type of resistance you possess, with a value equal to half your value. I like the special that if you have the rage trait, you can use... Oh, that's so good for barbarians. Oh my god, that's so good for barbarians. Because it gets the rage trait, you can still use it, even though it has concentrate. So for 1 action, you give all your allies half of your rage resistance. That's great. That's fantastic. I made a fighter yesterday with one of my players. He is a frog. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, I'm in love with the Bovian. Oh my god, my writers are so talented. The reach table are guidelines. Reach has to be stated. Interesting. Good to know. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to run... Yo, Haley, what's up? I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to run an ad, and then we're going to talk about another ancestry, the Cronag. If you've ever wanted to play rock people, well, that's what a Cronag is. I will be right back. And for those of you with ad blockers, enjoy awkward silence. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. It's silence, but it's really, really awkward. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. Everything is really freaking awkward when it's silent. This silence is so awkward. This silence is so weird. I hope nobody's leaving, 'cause I'll cry with my tears. This silence is so awkward. Can't tell how much they hear until I get back to my screen. It'll keep me weird. This silence is so awkward. What a freaking awkward silence. Sure would be real weird if I kept singing all the time. I need to get some water. Hope they couldn't hear me singing. That would be real embarrassing. What's up, y'all? I'm making another bevy. Boink. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh boy. I hope this is a good example of how I really don't need adult beverages to be weird. Like, this stream, I have had G Fuel, tea with honey, and I just poured some water with fruit flavoring. I'm just a weird person. How do I access the playtest if I did it via backer kit? Link in the description. And then log in to your account. It should work. All right, let's talk Cronags. 2 ancestries? I thought there was but one. Joke's on you. There's exactly 2. Cronags! Roaming the world in search of new experiences and knowledge, Cronags make for great traveling companions. Their many lifetimes of experience provide excellent stories, and Cronags are always happy to share. Despite their cultural tendency towards pacifism, Cronags preserve to resolve conflicts through understanding and compromise. Their nigh impenetrable skin and strong connection to elemental earth makes them dangerous adversaries and powerful allies. Cronags are earthen beings living through a cycle of reincarnation, roaming the world one lifetime after another. They wander for millennia, discovering new societies and cultures through each incarnation. Cronags despise traveling alone, and so often seek to join adventuring groups or merchant caravans whom they delight with endless fireside stories. My writers, these were written by 2 different people, by the way, the Bovians and the Cronag. My writers really just like telling stories, and they work on a TTRPG book. Isn't that weird? It's the Rock Rasu! Okay. I'm sorry, Snow. That killed me. You win. You win. The Rock Rasu. Oh my goodness. Oh, if you want to play a character who inspires respect and is dedicated to protecting the lives of others, you should play a Cronag. These ones are rare. I believe the Bovians were uncommon, and Cronag is rare, so you will probably want GM permission, because they're a little bit weird, you know? They can finally beat the Rock. They're a little bit out there. They're literally animated stone. 10 hit points, medium size, only 20-foot speed. They are slow boys. But they do get Constitution and Wisdom as a boost, plus a free one with a flaw to Intelligence. Obscura, I think Nathan wrote this, but can you confirm or deny if their flaw to Intelligence just comes from the pun dumb as a rock? I need to know. I need to know if that's just a reference to dumb as a rock. Do you have playable paper and scissors? I feel like you could do scissors as a poppet. I feel like you could make a scissors poppet somehow. As for paper, that'd be a little bit harder. Languages, one uncommon language, which I love that little detail. Because there's no Cronag language. They don't speak rock. You actually have the earth trait itself, which is super cool. Low light vision, environment. Oh, Leshy is paper. You're totally right. Environmental resistance. Cronag's stone bodies, while still being damaged by the elements, do not feel them as harshly as flesh might. While in the material realm, you treat environmental heat and cold effects as if they were one step less extreme. They've got some really good rare bonuses here, but they also have special. Cronags cannot be resurrected by any magical means, nor can any effect cause them to be undead. So basically, if your Cronag dies, they're gone. They'll reincarnate somewhere, but you don't know where, which I think is super cool. I love it. They get to speak with stone? Do they get to speak with stone? They don't. Huh. And then we have their life cycle, which is... So one thing I actually don't know that I want to see here is, yeah, their memories. Those lucky enough to travel with a Cronag might develop the impression that they have a vast but muddled memory. Cronags seem to blend eras and empires together, seeming so mixed up in their own lives that they cannot provide reliable information about any age. This couldn't be further from the truth. Cronag memories are flawless by and large. They simply store information in an unusual fashion. Most Cronags remember stories to perfection, but are terrible with out-of-context information. A Cronag could read half a book filled with runes and not remember a single one of them, but maintain a flawless image of the single rune that caused a friend's death centuries ago. The name of the conqueror leading an opposing army would be wholly foreign to them a mere week after a war, but they would remember the faces of every soldier they exchanged blows with, even a millennium later. This peculiar quirk of memory makes Cronags incredible bards, capable of remembering an infinity of stories and legends. I need to work on that wording. Remembering an infinity of stories. Is that grammatically correct? Lived or heard, but atypical arcane users or engineers, crafting stories as mnemonic devices around each rune or formula in order to remember it. Can they be petrified? That's a question. So interesting. Yeah, so your Cronag can know a lot, but they don't know any specific details without context. That's great. Yeah, it's all... I think that's the perfect way to put it, Roma. They remember everything personally. They don't commit a lot of just education to their knowledge. They only know through life experience. An infinity, a noun. An infinity of stories. Actually, I think you're right. Infinity is a noun. Infinity, noun. An infinity is an infinite or very great number or amount. Yeah, an infinity of stories is technically correct. Wow, they're just like me. Oh, man. Let's see what we got. Also, in case you didn't know what they looked like, boom, we got your Cronag here for you. Look at that. Look at that. Sexy Rockman. Also, wow, people really think that Stronger Together is totally fine. Good stuff. Yeah, sexy Rockman. I love him. Oh, I don't know if that was put on purpose. Wait. That's not a reference to my boulder, is it? Obscura, that's not a... I don't even remember if I told you and Nathan about Boulder. When I played I played a sort of homebrewed automaton made of rock. I think someone in chat referenced him earlier. I played an automaton made of rock named Boulder. If that's actually a reference, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, he was a druid who would shapeshift by moving the rocks around him to make, like, he was made of rocks, and when he shapeshifted, he would change the rocks into formation into the animal he was shapeshifted into. If that's a reference, that's amazing. If that's an accident, that's still hilarious. Typical stoner. What kind of heritages do we got? Ancient Cronag. Your essence is ancient. You've decided this life will be your last before returning to the earth, whether due to fulfillment, weariness, or perhaps a desire to finally experience the fervor of someone with everything to lose. You gain Die Hard and 12 hit points instead of 10. Fair enough. You cannot defeat... I heard that so many times, Sean, when I played that character. I heard it so often. Caldera Cronag. You arose from volcanic rock or nearby to flowing magma, giving you the look of cooled lava. You gain inner fire, which needs to be changed to the action symbol. Sean, write it down! You focus on the intense heat within your body's core, willing to return to its primal state. Your exterior cracks to make way for the molten stone within, granting you an additional 1 fire damage per weapon damage die, only on your unarmed strikes until the end of your next turn. That's cool. That's cool. It's not super powerful, but it's a little bit of extra damage. That's fun. Sean, you're fired. How dare you forget to change this A to an action. Now it's just Inner Fire A. Where's Inner Fire B? You remember Boulder? Let's go first. Earthbound. Your many reincarnations have reinforced your connection to the Earth. Select a cantrip from the primal... Okay, you get a primal cantrip. Fair enough. What about Inner Fire Q? Is Inner Fire C cold damage? Granite Cronag. You gain resistance to... Ooh! Ooh, that's new. That's clever. You gain resistance to slashing equal to half your level. That's strong. Yo, Thu, you've missed a lot. You missed some cute hobgoblin war chiefs. You've missed cute cowgirls and some great feats, but we're on Cronags right now. Oh, that's really strong. That's really strong. Resistance to slashing. Okay, but not magical slashing. That's important. Okay. Non-magical is good balance, yeah. Our Cronag, they have weakness 5 pickaxe. Schist Cronag. Glistening with tiny crystals along densely layered bodies and gleaming in a way no portrait could ever capture, Schist Cronags are spectacular marvels in person. Against creatures that can see you, you gain +1 on skill checks to make an impression and to perform. Adorable. I like that. You're all shiny and cute. I believe Cronags are genderless, yeah. Because they're rocks, you know? Does it actually say so? Society, life cycle. I don't remember if it said so up here. Despite being living rocks, not all Cronags are hulking, moving mountains. At the moment of reincarnation, a Cronag's essence melds with clay and stone to form a new body of a shape and morphology best suited for its mineral composition, allowing their structure and appearance to vary wildly. They most frequently adopt the form of average-sized humanoids to facilitate social integration. Being mostly made of non-organic material, Cronag's bodies do not age in the conventional sense of the term, giving little indication of the time that has passed since their last incarnation. However, someone with an eye for stonework would be able to estimate the age of a Cronag's body as they would for any other structure. Yeah, I don't believe they have a gender. Because again, rocks. Origins, memories, life cycle, empathy, society... I don't think. Because, yeah, they have literally no biological imperative. There's nothing biological about the Cronag. So, yeah. Cool stuff. Exactly, yeah, they're reincarnating rocks, so absolutely. Gorlin, that's rude. It may be a pun, but that's rude. Do they have a sense of smell? Y'all are asking questions I don't have answers to. Let's get into some feats here. Captivating storyteller. If there was, you become trained in performance and gain fascinating performance. Makes sense. Love it. Simple. Is that similar to Gorin in that there is a finite number? Ooh, maybe. I don't know. I think so. That would make sense. Living armor. This is similar to the automaton. You give yourself medium armor with your rock itself. +3 item bonus to AC. Dex cap of +2. Check value of -2. Strength value of 14. Damn it, Patrick. You missed everything since Liliana. You missed cute cow people, Jonathan. And they collapse into a pile of stones. God, I hope so. If not, that needs to be a feat. Lore breadth. Thanks to your many lifetimes, you didn't learn about the history. Thanks to your many lifetimes, you didn't learn about history. You lived it. You become trained in society, and you gain the additional lore skill feat, even if you don't meet its prerequisites. Cool. Magma Cronag. You have to be a. Did we change it? Yeah, no. Caldera Cronag heritage. Resistance to fire equal to half your level. Nice. The rock puns are getting painful. So to clarify, Nora, if you want the book and the PDF itself, you will still need to pay for it. It will be free on Foundry and Path Builder, and probably Wanderer's Guide as well. That will all be free for character creation, but the books and PDFs you will have to pay for. Mainstay. Though through your many incarnations, there is something you have always gravitated towards, a comfortable groove your essence fits into with ease. You become trained in a skill of your choice and gain the Assurance skill feat. When you use Assurance, you get a... Oh, that's really cool. When you use Assurance with this one skill, you get 11 instead of 10. Oh, I like that. I really like that a lot. What a clever way to use Assurance without being overpowered. It's only for one skill. That's great. Paleoglot. You begin play knowing one additional language chosen from common languages and a +1 circumstance bonus to decipher writing when deciphering ancient versions of languages you know. That's interesting. How often does that come up? Stone Fist. You get a 1d6 Stone Fist attack. Cool. Fair enough. +1 matters. It can. It can and it can't. You know, I will say, +1 only matters when you miss the DC by 1. And that's a fact. Earth Magic. The last time you reincarnated, you took a bit of primal magic with you, giving your new body some of those abilities. Select a common first level spell with the Earth trait. Love that. Love that. It doesn't need the primal cantrip prerequisite, but it has to have the Earth trait. Super cool. Paleoglot is a cool sounding word. It's a real word. I thought Paleoglot was you're gonna talk to rocks. I'm sad we can't talk to... I'm shocked we don't get... Wait, is Speak to Stone even a thing? I don't think that's even a spell. I think someone's messing with me and my brain because I can't think on stream. Hand Carver. You can craft stone items with tools at no penalty. When you successfully force open a stone object, you critically succeed instead. If you roll a critical success, you can force it open without damaging it and can return it to its sealed state. Really cool. Really fun for opening stone chests. Speak to Stone is a thing? Okay. Fossil speech. Can Cronag be like natural crystalline ores? Gotcha right here, the schist Cronag. You're covered in tiny crystals along densely layered bodies and gleaming in a way no portrait could ever capture. We have a heritage for crystal Cronags. Yes. Sinclair's Almanac module for Foundry will be free. Hell yeah. Yo, what's up, Manuel? Good to have you. We have Impenetrable Skin. If you are granite... Ooh! You gain resistance also to piercing. So it doesn't upgrade your slashing resistance, but it also grants you resistance to piercing. So the Granite Cronag is basically just resistant to most physical damage except for bludgeoning. That's awesome. Living Juggernaut. You have to have the living armor. Your living armor increases its item bonus to +5. Oh, okay, +5. It becomes heavy armor. Okay, that makes sense. If you want it to be heavy armor, it can be heavy armor. Magma Strike. You have to have Stone Fist. Your fist swells and cracks open, revealing a bright magma core. Shouldn't this have the Caldera prerequisite? The strike deals an additional 1d12 fire damage. At level 13, it deals 2d12 instead. I feel like this should need the Scaldera thing, right? Will there be a Foundry mod for the playtest? No, it wouldn't be worth the resources to port it all into Foundry for the playtest and then have to update the entire Foundry module. It'll just be easier to finalize everything and then put it all into Foundry. Oh, what happens if Shape Stone... Hold on, what is... Hold on. What is the requirement of Shape Stone? Target. Cube of stone 10 feet across or smaller. Technically, they're not cubes. Scroll up. Scroll up to what? Scroll up to what? Oh. If you are under the effects of inner firewall... If you're under the effects of inner fire, it's stronger. But it still doesn't say Scaldera required. It just says, like, there's a bonus for having that on. Mountain Affinity. You can climb 15 feet. Cool. Only unworked Rocker Stone. That's awesome. 9th level, Indestructible Cronag. You have to be granite. Your resistance to slashing no longer accepts damage. Okay, that's weirdly worded, but I understand it. You now resist magical slashing and piercing damage. Cool. Inner Fire is the action for Caldera. Right, but you don't need to be Caldera to get Magma Strike? It's just weird that if you're a Cronag who wasn't formed out of magma, why you would be able to have magma. Yeah, I'm loving the granite upgrades. It's super cool. Rock Manipulator. Select a common 3rd level spell with the Earth trait. Cool. Whispers of the Stone. Tremor Sense. I think 9th level Tremor Sense is good. I think that makes absolute sense. Sudden Recollection. Once per day, you may cast Hypercognition as an innate occult spell. When you do so, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to performance checks for the next minute. That doesn't stack. I guess that's an ancestry feat. Because the ancestry feat of Captivating Storyteller... Oh no, I was thinking of the schist. +1 to performance. And +1 to performance. Okay, so it just doesn't stack with 1 heritage. That's fine. Rocks are hot. Have we thought about errata already? Oh yeah, Cosmic. We've changed stuff live on stream. The playtest is going to be in constant flux, fixing things, finding little typos, making things just make more sense. That's what the entire playtest is about. What's a Cronag? Oh, 1 second. Alright. I'm sorry, chat. Stream's gonna end. There's an emergency. I need to go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. I'm sorry it's abrupt. Sorry.